When are you going to start a podcast?
I think actually soon. It's not necessarily going to be a comedy podcast. It's going to be so we're starting to produce other artists, produce music for other artists. And I'm going out to all these open mics and finding these like really talented artists because Los Angeles has the most talented musicians, just like totally undiscovered out here. Like they're doing open mics and they just they don't have followings yet necessarily. They don't know any other producers necessarily. Some of these people, like I'm the first producer they've ever met. And I'm like, oh, I'm not like a real music. I am like,
You're
starting
a real producer,
out. Like,
let's be honest.
I don't consider like young music producers to be real producers. For some reason in my head, like all music producers are in their 40s at least. Yeah. And with a bunch of experience. But I like to consider myself a up and coming music producer that just needs a shit ton more experience. And, you know, we're getting there. And I'm really happy with what we've done. We started with one artist, Jenny Gold, and we're doing a song for her. We're about 70% done with one of her songs, and it's the first artist that we're going to be recording. So I'm going to do like a podcast around LA's open micers and kind of give these open micers a platform that can provide like clips and like do like a nice professional looking podcast for them, so it helps like legitimize them when you put out clips on their social media, you know what I mean? So I think that's very valuable for them, and it's not something that other music producers are going to be providing. So I think that's like the next thing to do. That's like the next step is like not only just providing a music, but like some music videos, like a live take of their song, podcast clips, all that stuff.
You take that stuff live at the open mics, or you just do that stuff kind of here?
We would do that here. So we would set up in this studio, have a live drummer, have her, you know, play the guitar and sing the song live with other musicians and shoot that video.
Yeah.
And then now they have a freaking music video for their YouTube, and like they can clip all that stuff out for their Instagram and stuff. So
that's very cool.
I'm giving away my business idea live on a podcast. So
let's go into Canada.
You know,
that's hilarious.
Don't steal it, everybody.
Yeah.
But
I couldn't believe how many open mics and opportunities there is in this city. Like I live in Canada.
Yeah.
Let's be honest here. We only ever see what you guys do in this state from a really far distance away and on television. Okay. So coming here, it was a very big mix of, like, I'm looking for an open mic to do some stand-up. Like, I've got 7 minutes that I do continuously in Canada at a couple different open mics.
Sick.
And didn't realize, like, from like 5 p.m. till fucking 2 o'clock in the morning, you can go on 100 different stages.
Yeah, 100%.
And there's so much more unique. Like, show up, they've got like a bin where you pull a card and there's a certain topic you have to like touch on for jokes. And yeah, like, so you don't have like a choice. Like, you're going in there winging it. No, I haven't even been to a stage yet.
Ooh.
So, and then girl I interviewed yesterday, Kim McVicker, she does a show every Monday where it's only crowd work. You come in, it's all comedians in the crowd, really, usually, she said, and all you have is that option. If you start pulling your own material, they all boo you.
Oh, interesting.
Because they're all comedians. They can tell if you're doing something that you're typically used to doing, right? And they all just shit on you.
Fuck, that's scary.
Yeah, and that's like the comedy side of things. So you're obviously seeing that you've been here forever, so it's not like you're just seeing this, but there's obviously a lot of opportunity to sing here.
I've been here for almost 8 years, I think, this time. So the first time I moved out here was right out of high school, and I was here for about 2.5 years, and then I had to move back home to Oregon, and with my tail between my legs.
Do you think it takes a special person to make that decision?
To move back home?
No, to fucking do it to begin with.
Yeah, I think so.
You have had any idea how little bit of balls I have? I think about it all the time about just, dropping everything and going after the fucking dream.
It wasn't an option for me. Like, I couldn't stay in my hometown. I just couldn't. Like, I really smelt. I really felt like I really smelled really bad.
Smelled like shit in Oregon.
Town. Actually, the town where I'm from has a dairy. like a dairy plant, and it actually smells like shit on your way into my town.
Oh man, we used to call it in my town then.
We used to call it Lake Kitty Caca, and it's a full-on like cow farm.
Oh my god,
dude, it's actually. So I did smell things in my hometown, but no, I really felt like everyone had such small minds, and that's not.
No, I can fucking relate to that completely.
But now I have like a little bit of a different perspective on it as I've gotten older. I was really frustrated with it when I was first there, and I'm 18 years old. I want to do music, and there's no opportunities to do music in Dallas, Oregon, and there's no other musicians really. So like the few musicians that you find, you really hang on to those people, and you have relationships with all the musicians and all the music teachers. There's like 2, and so I can relate
very much to like being around people that are willing to do the cookie cutter book lifestyle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like get done school, go to college, get a job that you probably fucking hate, marry someone that you just feel rushed to marry, and then you have 100%. To have kids and buy a home. It just seems like it was all written first.
They'll either have kids in high school or right out of high school. Dude, I have friends. I'm 32. I've got friends who have 12-year-olds. Like, yeah, dude. A lot of friends that have 12-year-olds.
I was 15 and my best friend had a kid.
Wow, 15.
So he's 27 right now.
Are you 27?
10, yeah. I turned 28 in like a month.
That's awesome.
You're 32?
Yeah.
You're also fucking 4 feet taller than I thought you were.
I'm fucking 10 feet tall. Yeah, I'm 6'5".
It's deceiving on a camera.
Good. Awesome.
I hope I look thinner. I'm not gonna lie. I look like a bag of shit on camera. They say camera adds 10 pounds, but it sure as hell doesn't add 10 inches.
It doesn't add 10 inches.
I mean height, obviously.
Yeah. Well, I don't need the 10 inches.
Oh, what up?
Just kidding. I have a wife.
You've been married for 6 months. Oh wow, that feels so long ago. I almost thought you were at a year.
March, so April, we're just May, June, July, August, September. 6 months. What is today? The 11th?
No, tomorrow's the 11th. No, Monday's the 11th.
Or it's the 9th right now. Yeah, on the 11th, it'll be 6 months. We had a wedding in Mexico.
Saw that.
It was amazing. It was beautiful. It was perfect.
It seems more cost effective.
It was, dude.
Still sounds expensive. Don't get me wrong. It sounds expensive.
I spent a lot of money, but we got so much more for our dollar down there than we would have ever gotten in Washington or Oregon, which is where we're both from. And
you met her in your hometown?
No, I met her down here. I met her at Domino's. We were delivering pizzas together. I saw her getting interviewed, actually. I was like coming in from a delivery, and I saw my manager interviewing this like really, really beautiful girl with like blonde hair and red lipstick. And I was like, I hope she gets hired. Holy shit. She is beautiful. And that would be
Became
really
a reference
awesome.
Immediately for her.
Yeah, dude.
I know her. She's a great worker.
I legitimately was like, are you going to hire that one like blonde chick? And he's like, yeah. She's just up in Seattle. I was like, she's from Seattle? Wow. I'm from up there, like in Oregon. And I was already like,
I'm from up there.
I was ready to meet her. And so, yeah, she got hired and we were like flirting immediately. And she was 20 and I was 25. And she was going to the New York Film Academy in Los Angeles for acting for film and writing. And now she is a writer and she's super talented. And we've been together for 7 years now. And
she's still grinding at the dream too then.
Grinding. We're both grinding hard.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
She works so fucking hard. It's crazy. It's really inspiring. And now my mom lives with us too in our apartment. And we got a nice little family unit there. It's really, really cool, actually.
How many people have asked you when you're having kids?
All of them. That's all. Everyone's next question.
Every time. It happens so much. It makes me not want kids.
How you're married?
Yeah.
How long have you been married?
A year and a month. I got married last August.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Isn't it cool?
It's cool.
I like it.
It feels like easier. I don't know if that sounds ridiculous, but
no, 100%.
It seems easier. Like you just like live with your best friend. There's no pressure to like meet anyone or see anyone or date anyone or do any of that bullshit. You just kind of come home to your best friend.
That was such a huge like part of like a single guy's life is like dating. Like I want to find a girlfriend. Like I want to date. And like as much as I was like busy, like trying to pursue my own music life, like you still want a girlfriend. And like,
dude, I met my wife on fucking Tinder.
That's awesome.
You guys have Tinder here?
Yeah.
I was assuming that wasn't a Canadian thing. I didn't know. I heard someone make a joke about Bumble last night. So I was like, oh, maybe they only have Bumble. Maybe only the women get to choose whether or not you talk.
From what I hear, I never have been on it, but it's like crazy in here because there's too many people in LA.
There's a lot of fucking people in this.
You just like, any hot girl is like billions of dudes. Like
she just has her pick at this point.
Thousands of matches.
Yeah, I did not want to marry my wife when I swiped right. I don't remember swiping right. I told her that.
You're like, not going to marry her?
You're sitting, I'm in college at this point, right? So I'm sitting in my room in college being one lonely fucking college dude, just fresh out of a 3-year relationship.
Yep.
And I'm like, all right, well, the last time I started a relationship, I was 17. I'm now in college. All my buddies have been going to these parties, hooking up with women, doing this thing. It's so fucking cool, so awesome. And you crave it at that point, right? So I'm like, oh, I'm going to get on Tinder. It's going to be so fun. We're going to go to the bars. She was one of the first people I matched with. And originally I was like, oh, like I'm going to try and get with this chick. Yeah, I'm going to try and fucking get a one-night stand. Never had a one-night stand at that point. I was fucked because I was with a girl since I was 17. Was with a girl a year before that. So since 16, I hadn't been single.
Wow.
Yeah, met her. And then we fucking went out to the bar a couple times together. And I kept telling her, like, I don't want a relationship. I'm fresh out of one. Yeah. Like, I don't want that kind of thing.
Just looking to have some fun. That's you. I'm just looking for some fun times.
Dude, the first thing I said to her was, oh, a baseball player and a Jays fan. That's the whole package. And she still talked to me.
Are you down for a weekend rendezvous?
You want to go to Toronto together?
You guys
hang out?
You want to stay the night in a hotel with me?
Then I obviously we started talking a lot more and it became a very, very easy conversation with her. Yeah. Then I found out she was a virgin.
Yeah.
So that was fucking sick. I don't know if you've ever done that.
Not since I was 1 too, pretty much.
Nice.
When I was like super young.
Yeah, she was 22, 21.
Wow. Mormon?
Fuck, you would think so. No, wow. She wasn't. Wasn't even like Catholic or Christian or Mennonite or anything.
Whoa.
She was just holding out.
Usually that's a religious thing, 100%, with like a lot of shame involved.
Yeah. There wasn't shame. We weren't married yet.
Hell yeah.
It was like we weren't even dating yet, I don't think.
Sick, dude.
Yeah, that's right.
Sick.
So yeah, it was a wild experience. It was I think those are probably the better relationships when you don't like think they're gonna happen or have to make them happen or feel like it's like you're lonely for so long that you're like desperate for it.
It comes so easy when it's right. Yeah, when it's like supposed to happen and when it's right, it comes so easy. All my long-term relationships, I have only had 2, but I was literally in the same exact situation as you, where I was with my high school sweetheart since I was 17, with her for 4 years.
Yep.
And then I was single for 5 years, and then I met Brooke, and then I've been with her for 7 years. And so it was like,
when did you get together with her? Like October 24th, 2016?
Yeah, exactly. How'd you know that?
So your necklace. I was trying to figure out like what it was, and I was like, okay, age has got to be for Halston. Then it was a date in 16. I'm like, did he lose a friend? I'm not going to bring this up.
Is that the death of your friend?
Yeah. Did your friend die in 16? Like, it just seems like a weird question to try and ask.
Yeah, dude. This is also a year before I met Bert. So we have close to the same, and my Bert anniversary is October 2017, and my Brooke anniversary is 2016, and I just made that up now.
Nice.
My Brooke anniversary and my Bert anniversary.
Brooke and Bert. You like the bees.
I love the bees.
How long did it take, because you were obviously a Bert Kreischer fan before producing his podcast. Mm-hmm. How long after being his producer, you're wearing Berty Boy shoes?
Yeah, dude. We rep hard.
Dude, you know how hard it is to get those in Canada?
Really?
Yeah. Impossible, or it feels like it anyway.
Could have brought you some. I could have brought you some. Sorry,
that's okay. How long did it take before it felt regular to be around him?
It was pretty right off the bat. I've been really lucky in my life before I met Bert, I had met like all of my musical heroes already.
Yeah, you had talked about this in Vegas, right?
Yeah, so like that was the one that was like huge for me. And that gave me a lot of confidence to like, I met my musical hero, like the hero of mine who is like my favorite music producer, my favorite songwriter, my favorite singer, all in one person. His name is James Michael, and he took me under his wing, dude. And he's the whole reason that I was able to come back to LA the second time after failing the first time. And he mentored me in 2014 or 2015 when I came back out here, and let me work in his studio. And then eventually he ended up retiring and moving away. But yeah, that was the big one for me that gave me a lot of confidence, and like I felt like I belonged in the industry. And like,
who offered you to come back to LA?
James.
I remember that conversation. That was obviously freaking like almost 2 years ago. I mean, you chatted on a podcast.
The pandemic was a wild time for me. The pandemic was a kind of a blur for me. All the Zooms and stuff. I'm like, I remember talking to you, but I don't remember what we talked about at all.
I was honestly like, I still have my moments of being like uncomfortable. Like I've talked to you a bunch since, so like it takes away like the nerves of like talking to someone you don't know. It's been pretty easy to chat with you. But I remember just pretty much every time I interviewed someone, it was just completely around like, how did you get to where you are in your life, and what are your dreams and goals and ambitions moving forward? And it was like, like you made a opportunity to go to LA and go after it, and you thought that you failed and went home, and then went on a trip to LA or to Vegas. And met these guys and had something said to you that changed your mind on it, and went back to LA. And
well, I met him in Vegas, and then 3 years later, I was able to move back here. The most pivotal part in my life was like after that Vegas trip that changed my life totally. I was like 22 years old or 21. I can't remember exactly. I had bangs, so I was not making good decisions in my life.
Dude, you had a fucking head of hair. Even when, I did. Like recently, wasn't it?
No, I cut my hair when I met Brooke 7 years ago. Oh, during the pandemic. Yeah,
you grew long.
Yeah, fuck that. I was really depressed. I was smoking a lot of weed.
Hello, darkness, my old friend. Are you okay now?
Yeah, totally. Well, it was just the pandemic.
Oh, like, fuck. I heard it was wild here.
It was bad here. We were legit in lockdown. I was in my apartment for a long time, like a couple years. Like, it was
that's depressing.
It was really depressing, and I had an apartment that didn't have natural sunlight in it, and I had my recording studio set up in the dining room because I hadn't like moved.
So at this point, were you editing still?
Yeah, I was editing Zoom podcasts like 3 a week.
Oh, so you'd kind of just get sent them, or you'd have to go?
Yeah, I would record like the Zoom podcast from my apartment, and then
what?
Yeah.
What do you edit? Doesn't it change frames for you? Or I guess you got to put in all the extra stuff, like the opening stuff and like the slides and like the stuff that comes in over top.
The intros, the ads, the banners. Like there's a whole bunch of stuff. The outros, all this stuff that you can add to it. And then you master the audio and whatnot. But there was tons of editing, and then you got to make tons of clips per episode. And I just did that, and then played video games and got stoned for like 2 years.
Some people want to do that.
It was fun.
For the first,
I didn't know that I was depressed when I was in it, really, because I had finally got my mental health like figured out. I had like gotten on medication. I realized like my ADHD is actually impacts me a lot more than I realized.
Holy shit, we can relate.
Yeah, dude. I didn't really know the depth of what ADHD does
to your
brain, and like it's such a big deal. I don't think people with ADHD necessarily know, because we've had this brain our whole lives. But actually meeting Brooke, who's a neurotypical, actually, that sounds like a slang.
It does.
She's the N-word, a neurotypical. Can we say that?
Yeah.
So
what up, my neurotypical?
Yeah, dude. She would be like so fascinated by my brain and like the way that I am kind of erratic a little bit and like scatterbrained, and she didn't know. I didn't know that not everyone has like multiple things going on in their heads at the same time while they're talking. Like in my brain right now, it's "Hello, darkness, my old friend."
Oh my gosh,
because
I know.
you just said that, and so now on a loop, it's going "Hello, darkness, my old friend." "Hello, darkness, my old friend."
It makes podcasting fucking hard sometimes
because you just kind of go off on a little tangent.
You give yourself 5 minutes to where like you're talking, I'm trying to think of what I'm going to say next to make sure there's no blank space, right? Yeah. And then like you've got it in the back of your mind, you go back to listening, and then when it comes time to speak, you're like, I have no fucking clue what to say
you can draw a blank sometimes too. But yeah, dude, I didn't understand the gravity of what having ADHD is as far as like on your mental health, because what I did know is that it's a dopamine deficiency thing. And so
you're constantly trying to fight for that dopamine, right?
Yeah.
That's why you're constantly changing what you're doing.
Yeah, well, kind of. Like our brains are like supercomputers.
Nice.
And we take in all the information at once. Like when you walk into a room, you take in the whole room all at once. Yeah. Like some people, they kind of like can choose and pick and scan, but we're like we're looking at every single corner of the room, like the ceiling, like our eyeballs are moving.
God, this is so much more entertaining than talking to my wife about this. I mean,
dude, it's fucking crazy. Like and you have like an internal dialogue going at all times, and you have, for me, it's music, and I'm really lucky that it's music and it's like ideas and stuff like that, and it's like a super creative brain, I feel like. And for some people, it's like negative self-talk and like bad thoughts on a loop, like over and over and over. And like that would be really debilitating. I love my brain. The only time I don't love it is when I'm trying to go to sleep and it doesn't shut off. That's why I got into weed hardcore, because I couldn't shut my brain off. And so I made it shut off every night.
For how much it's relatable, like I was kind of ignorant to mental health issues for 90% of my life.
Small town, like, doesn't exist.
It felt like I didn't understand how other people were going through it. It felt like I was always just like busy enough or happy enough or positive enough. Didn't really have any issues in my life. Like my life was going too well to really know what the fuck it was.
Yeah, dude.
Then it took like last Halloween, I was in a car accident.
I heard about that.
So it put me in the ICU. My head's been doing 5 sets of therapy a week for physio, OT, speech therapist, actual therapist. And it's like,
how tell me about this accident though. Like, what injuries did you have?
I fractured.
Oh my God. You have an H.
I get that a lot. You know, it's funny. I walk into a restaurant and a girl's like, "Oh, why'd you get an H sketched in your head?" I'm like, I was in a car accident. She's like, "Oh, I'm so sorry." I'm like, "Oh, okay."
No, dude.
Yeah, I get that a lot.
Your last name's Hart, though.
I know, it works.
That's sick.
It does work. It does look intentional, but it does work.
That's actually sick. H, Hart.
That's right. So
it's my last name, bitch. Get
I got
over
it engraved in the side of my head, getting hit in the face or head with a 700-pound motor.
You got T-boned? No,
so like the main highway connecting like Toronto to everywhere else is the 401. It's like our big highway.
Yeah.
I'm going 118, regular day at work, middle lane.
Is that kilometers? Because I was like, God damn, you're flying.
No, that's kilometers. Yeah. Yeah, I'm ripping 118 mile per hour. No.
What is that miles per hour, do you think? 118? 70? 65? What is it, like normal highway speeds?
Yeah, I think 100 is 60, right? Jamie?
Pull it up. Pull it up.
You got the Jamie joke.
Of course.
This episode is brought to you by Satva. It's SAATVA.com/the shit.
Shit.
Low 70s.
Low 70s, yeah, okay.
Anyway, it's like essentially in Canada, if you're not going over 20 over the speed limit on a highway, you're not getting pulled over. It's usually like an 18 over is where everyone rolls at.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, I'm coming down a hill. I don't remember any of this. I don't even remember getting into the truck that morning. So I'm just getting told everything that happened. So car crashed, went headfirst into the middle barrier, was in the middle of the lane, stopped.
You did?
No, they did. A van of 5 people.
Wow.
Crashed with no one around, was in the middle lane, stopped, and kind of every car went like this to try and avoid it because it happened so fast. And I was kind of the last one that by the time everyone moved, I didn't have any time to move. So I went 118 to 0.
Whoa.
And I was towing a 700-pound motor in the back of my truck, and it was strapped, fully strapped, Canadian law officials. It actually was. And the skid and the motor came all the way through the truck, and the skid was in my back seat. And when I woke up, the motor was sitting in my passenger seat, stuck in the glove box.
Oh my Jesus.
So I woke up, got out, called my wife. I don't remember any of this either. She obviously has a little PTSD from the phone call, thinking I'm going to die.
Yeah, dude.
I got out, sat on the back of my truck, and then got really pissed off at a paramedic for trying to put a neck brace on me. I was like, I'm fine. I want to go home. Like, I just got here. Like, I was just
your brain is showing, dude.
Yeah. You need to get that figured out.
Oh my God.
So, yeah. So anyway, the biggest thing's just been like memory and like speech. Like, I fuck up words a lot. Like, I'll say the beginning of a word that I'm trying to actually say and finish it with a word I'm not.
Interesting.
I'll fuck up words a little bit. Dates. Anyway, that's the speech therapy coming through to help. But
so
anyway,
you were like a foot away from death.
I was a couple inches away from death. The motor hit me in the head.
Yeah,
it sliced over my head.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you're here, dude.
Thanks.
That's fucking nuts.
Yeah, it changes your fucking perspective on things.
Yeah,
made a big deal for coming to California and spending some money to come see the shit that I wanted to see. You never know when it's gonna change, right?
Yeah, I mean, you were 26. That's so young to have such a crazy accident.
Actually, I was just 27. I was like 15 days of being 27.
Wow. So this is pretty recent. You
October
just
31st
recovered
last year. Yeah, I just got fucking approval from all the insurance stuff to get full therapy. Just got a new bed, new pillow.
Oh, wow.
Right? It's like ours is through like a motor vehicle accident. It's like it all goes through your insurance. So obviously got a lawyer and it's going through all that stuff, but I just got approval from everything to get everything fixed.
Oh my goodness.
Or as much as I can, I guess.
Wow.
But anyway, it goes back to the mental health thing. My head's been so wild that I've never really understood what depression was until like recently, where it's like I have a million things that I want to do with my life. And for some reason, sometimes if I get to right where I want to be, I'm not happy or don't know what to do, or your head's just so fucking scattered all the time. Like you have a million things you want to do and you don't do any of them. And then at the end of the day, you're like, I'm a fucking bum for not doing anything.
Yeah. Yeah, that's ADHD for sure. Also,
but
a lot of people feel that way too. I mean, people who don't have ADHD feel that way too, but we have it on such an extreme level on a daily basis that it's like it can be really debilitating. And you just got to be like okay with the lows. Like you have to let yourself have the lows and just be like, it's okay. Not every day has to be perfect. Not every day has to be high energy. Not every day has to be
I made the mistake of reading David Goggins' book. It's a mistake and a good thing to do. Like, I love it. Don't get me wrong.
It'll make you feel like such a piece of shit.
Fuck, dude. I woke up every day thinking I'm about to carry some boats and then did nothing all day. I was so upset at the end of the day. Like, you're such a bitch. Go for a run.
I didn't get up at 4 a.m. I suck.
Oh, man. I felt like a bum.
Yeah, don't. I mean, you can do the best that you can. I don't like getting up early in the morning because I have a hard time going to sleep at night. So, like, I'm good to get up at like 8 or 9 a.m. That's my shit.
Your schedule's got to be pretty fucking wild for when you're actually recording.
Yeah.
You're recording with people that travel all the time on tours or doing TV or doing music. So like to get people's schedules to line up for some of that shit, it's got to be wild.
It's hard, yeah, but that's my thing is my flexibility. I'm Monday through Friday. You got me anytime you need like us to be coming in, and we usually know like the week before like what our schedule is going to be for the week. And you
ever just find out find out who's coming, you're like, oh my god.
Oh yeah, all the time.
I still want to call this guy Nick.
Yeah, Jake Johnson came in and I was like, he's my favorite character on my favorite TV show, New Girl, and he's so funny. I mean, he's a freaking movie star, dude. He's on Let's Be Cops. He's in like
Let's Be Cops is good.
He's Spider-Man and Into the Spider-Verse. He's the lazy Spider-Man. I love him so much. Like he's brought me and my family so much joy. It's my sister's favorite show, and like him
and Schmidt. Like often I try and mimic Schmidt.
I know they're great. They're such
a good show. Oh, you're not Canadian. Do you know Winston is like? Have you ever seen the commercial with Winston in it? What's his actual? Do you know his actual? Huh?
Lamorne.
Lamorne,
yeah.
Lamorne. Am I saying that right still? Lamorne, like, you know what RBC is, the bank in Canada. Oh, no, it's BMO Bank in Canada. He's the main actor for our commercials.
Oh,
so,
really?
Like, every day you're watching TV, he comes sliding in on a desk and makes, like, funny, like, acting jokes. Like, you could see it. Like, you should look at the commercials. It's funny.
That's hilarious.
So that's how I see Winston. Lamorne
Morris.
Lamorne Morris.
I got to meet him, too. He came on Funch's podcast. And got to take a picture with him.
That's the third one you do?
Yeah, I haven't done his in about a year.
That's Ron?
Yeah, Ron Funches. I haven't done his in about a year. Christian took over that one for me. Christian's right here just off camera. Co-producer of the Bertcast. And I was doing Ron's for about 4 years, and then Berty Boy Productions got way too busy, and like we started building this podcast house that needed like
that's so fucking
4
unique.
podcast studios, and like and I was like, I have full time I just have zero time now. I couldn't take like this Monday off and do another podcast and get all that editing done. I was really burning myself out trying to do 3.
So is it just the two of you that are doing most of like doing the actual editing and stuff?
Yeah, we're doing all the recording, editing, and uploading for the podcasts.
So you're Nadav.
Yeah, they have a bigger team over there, but
there's a lot of them.
There's a lot of them. Yeah, they have separate recording people, separate editing people, separate.
I think Annie does audio.
And he does audio. Nadav is the producer. Gamba does the video, or Chris. And
I never heard.
And he does switching. Oh yeah, and he does switching. Yeah.
Oh.
And he does switching. And then Chris, I think, does audio, or Gamba.
You ever met those guys?
Yeah.
You ever gamble with Nadav?
No, haven't gambled with Nadav.
Dude, I've shit my pants. I wasn't even running.
I've never shit my pants.
I tried to trust the fart.
I should try that sometime, just to say that I did it.
Came home real hammered. Just thought I'd have a cigarette on my balcony. No, on my patio. Tried to trust the fart and then shit in the garden.
That's a wake-up call.
Yeah, I quit smoking.
Yeah, when you're shitting your pants when you're drunk and like in your garden, you're like, I think I might need to get my shit
make
together.
some life decisions.
Yeah,
I shouldn't eat what I ate.
I've been sober for a year and a half from weed and 3 months from booze. I didn't really have a booze problem, but like I quit weed after the pandemic.
What do you do for fun?
Work.
Do you drink? No? Never?
No, not in the last couple of years.
Yeah.
Dude, people just stop doing that? Dude, I'm Canadian.
Yeah, we're busy. Yeah, we're just busy.
What time you guys get home at night? You can't have a freaking rum and coke or whiskey and rye or rye and ginger?
I get home around like 7, but like now I don't even think about it. But that's what I was doing. Having some beers after work at the end of the day, and then like I was celebrating my wedding pretty hard, and I was like, I really wanted a tolerance before my wedding because I wanted to party that week. So what we were doing is a week before the wedding, we were, see you later, dude, have a good one. So a week before the wedding, all of our friends and family were staying out there in Mexico at the hotel, and then we'd have the wedding on the weekend. Oh, nice. What is this?
Canadian gin.
That was my favorite.
You do not. You don't have to drink it. You can put it on your shelf if you like.
I have a bar. I have a full bar.
That is made near where I live.
Beautiful. I'm not quitting forever.
So you're saying there's a chance?
I'll have some gin and tonics in the future again, but like I just needed to like I haven't been sober in such a long time.
I do dry February every year.
Okay, nice.
Do you guys do that here? Is that a thing?
We do sober October.
Oh, obviously.
Yeah.
Dry February is like a cancer thing, and I don't even know if it's a Canadian thing or maybe it's an American thing, but kind of like you quit for the month drinking and you get like sponsored, people donate to you not drinking and it goes to cancer. Oh, really?
Dry January. Yeah, you stop giving yourself cancer for a month.
Yeah, it's nice. I quit smoking a year ago.
Best decision of my life.
Ago. I quit smoking after my wedding. I didn't smoke at my wedding, but I quit just before my wedding.
Dude, best decision I ever made. I smoked for 6 years.
I loved smoking so much.
Loved it.
Now like
it's the only thing I miss.
Oh,
I love it. I mean, the habit, just dude, it's so cool. Smoking is cool.
It's so fucking cool.
Smoking is really cool.
Did you quit smoking then you thought like everyone else wasn't cool that smoked?
Yeah.
I quit smoking then I was like, oh my God, you stink. I was like, I smell for the last.
I kind of look at
years.
people like they're losers now, but on TV it looks so cool. On TV and like when rock musicians do it, I'm like, oh. When they're like in the middle of an interview having a smoke, I'm like, you're so cool. Fuck.
Dude, I grew up in a small town in Canada that was one of the highest growing tobacco places, and I started smoking when I was 11.
Wow. I started when I was 15. Clove cigarettes. Blacks, they were called.
The only cigarette of yours I know is Marlboro, because we see it in movies.
Marbreds, baby. I graduated in Marbred 100s eventually. Those are...
Do you smoke? Did you ever?
No.
What do you do?
I used to drink.
He used to drink. Yeah. He doesn't smoke or drink anymore. And we're sober podcast producers. Someone's got to hold the fort down, you know?
How could you not want to have a drink with Bert?
I don't feel the need to drink. Like, it's not my thing. Like,
I would have some wild shit to say to Bert if I ever saw him, met him.
What do you mean? What would you say?
I don't know. I just like walk out and be like, okay, I got a fucking plan. Okay, we're gonna have some Caesars. Do you call them Caesars here?
What's that?
It's like a Bloody Mary.
It's a Bloody Mary, yeah.
Better.
Oh, Bloody Mary, but better.
But better? I thought they'd be the same thing. Oh, okay. So like vodka, clamato, little pickle juice, pickled bean, like a pepperette inside, like all that. I'm okay. Then we're gonna make some like outrageous grilled cheeses. Okay, we're gonna get the best pepperoni, put those on there, high class pizza sauce. We're gonna do them in a cast iron pan on both sides, press it. Oh, then we're gonna hit the golf course, and everyone's gonna golf. Okay,
cigars.
We're all gonna hit the regular shots, and Bert's just gonna do the ones that are 230 over water or through the fucking forest. Every time there's like a big, too much pressure shot, Bert takes it.
And it's him. Yeah, that's a good day. And then the bar at night, or a comedy club at night.
I'd forget where I was if I drank with Bert or Tom.
Yeah, I've drank a lot with them, but it's also like, that's like also like my work. So it's like,
true. Don't want to separate it.
It'd be like, it's like hanging out with your boss and like having drinks and stuff. You're not going to get hammered because that's stupid. I'm not going to look like a fool and like just be the most drunk, obnoxious person. I'll have a few drinks, but I'm not going to get hammered with them really. Do
you ever think, like both of you guys, do you guys ever think of like how many people out there are jealous of what you guys do and who you get to meet?
No.
You've never just sat there and thought like, holy fuck, I'm surrounded by like people that influence millions of people. And there's millions of people that pay hundreds and hundreds of dollars to see these people. And I'm just like sitting here chatting with them.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely feel lucky. Like it's really cool. I've been with Bert now for 6 years and I watched him go from a club comic to an arena comic. And it's so fucking inspiring. It's so cool, dude. It's so awesome to see.
I would love
what
to see a day in that guy's life.
It's wild.
Like how fucking busy he is. Like I have my thing where like, I'm not fucking comparing what I do to fucking Bert, but I have my thing where like, and it's motivation that I've gotten from Tom and Bert. Growing up watching the Bertcast and watching them both go from grinding for 10 years, being club comics and doing the circuits and doing the things in LA to how big and how they've built a fucking dynasty in those podcasts. The fans that are YMH and Bert fans are fucking diehard people.
Yeah.
Like they're coming to all their shit. They're buying all their merch. They're big diehard fans, right?
And they're awesome.
So like that's what put me around like for a long time. Like I work full time in sales, and then I bartended on the side. Like I make great money in sales, and wanted to like work more to buy better podcast gear without affecting my day to day. And podcasts, I only do a podcast every week, but try and edit the best I can myself. And I feel fucking swamped. Yeah. And I don't even have to travel.
Yeah.
Can you imagine traveling from city to city, getting on a bus with 4 other comics, and how many people you're worried about paying?
Yeah, dude. It's a lot of pressure and it's a lot of work. He's the hardest working person I've ever seen in my life. And it's so impressive. He gets up before everyone else. He's working out. He's doing morning radio interviews. He's doing
Did you see the same grind from him when you first met him?
Yeah. Yeah. This is on a different level though. Like he's a legit star now. And everybody wants a piece of him. Everybody wants something, an interview with him. Like he's got all these companies coming to him. It's amazing to see. I'm so happy for his success. It's so cool. Everything is just growing. It's beautiful. I mean, we have a whole team now. I was his first hire 6 years ago. I was the first person they ever hired. And they were doing everything themselves before that. Like he was literally recording, editing, and uploading his own podcast himself for like 6 years before that. Like 270 episodes he did by himself. Before I came along.
Them himself?
Yeah. He was doing everything in GarageBand. And
that's what I pictured doing, buying a Mac and using GarageBand.
That's what he was doing, yeah.
It's so inspiring.
It's incredible. And
all people see is when people take off, like the machine story.
Well, there was 45 years. He didn't get successful till he was 45. And that's amazing too.
I still got
That's
time.
like, don't fucking stop. You're so young, dude. It's crazy. You have so much time. You're already ahead of most people your age, just on what you've been doing. So you just don't give up. Just don't stop.
That.
That's all you have to do is not stop. And like shit grows and like you get better and better and better. And all of a sudden you're like, I think I'm a professional at this. Like,
dude, I woke up and saw like your stories or Bert's stories. And I'm like, I need to get the fuck out of my bed and get fucking moving.
That's cool.
Then I think to myself, I'm like, they're 3 hours earlier than me.
Yeah, that doesn't mean much.
You're fucking 3 hours ahead of me and I'm still not awake.
Yeah. But everyone else has their own life. Like I couldn't do what you do. I couldn't do that. I don't have that ability to do sales and like sell things and like pitch. I'm terrible at that. I sold knives for a little while. Cutco.
What?
Yeah, I sold knives for a little
Sound
bit.
like a drug dealer.
When I was
I sold knives.
I sold knives. Not like butterfly knives, like kitchen knives.
Oh, okay.
Really sharp ones.
My mind went right to like a flip open knife.
Like,
yeah, like one of those things, whatever they're called.
I stab motherfucker. I sold that, yeah, in high school. It was a pyramid scheme, but I was in it and I liked it.
You were in a pyramid scheme selling kitchen knives?
Yeah, dude.
What the it sounds like Tuppermade. I think Tuppermade's real though.
I don't know what that is.
Tuppermade, is that a fucking Canadian thing?
Tuppermade?
It's like a type of container you put leftovers in, like a plastic Tupperware.
Mm-hmm.
But there's Tuppermade, and you don't know what that is?
And people sell them?
Yeah.
And they go door to door, like
yeah.
Yeah, I do.
Well, not door to door. That's kind of like vacuum sales, but it's mostly now everything's mostly online. But yeah, my wife did Scentsy. You ever heard of that?
Is that like Avon makeup?
No, it's like a warmer where you put like little pucks that melt, like a melter.
Oh, like infusers?
Kind of, but it just melts like a scent. It makes your house smell nice.
Yeah. She went door to door?
No. You think she's a grinder? No, fucking shit.
No.
She sat at home and called her family.
I feel like
her
everyone
to buy
goes
shit.
door to door, like selling their things. Right?
No, I don't. I'm in industrial sales. I specialize in industrial robotics, so I go to factories.
Oh,
I sell like Coca-Cola and Ferrero Rocher and Pepsi and Ford, Chrysler, GM.
Cool. That's awesome.
Yeah,
I couldn't do that. And you drive around like
what's 100,000 kilometers in miles? 60?
Yeah.
I drive 60,000 miles a year.
Wow.
So I think my odds of taking a motor to the back of the head are a little higher.
True.
Right? Like my odds of being in an accident are a little higher.
Yeah, but now you got that out of the way.
Yeah, Scott, I told my wife I can't fucking die now, and she's like, don't say shit like that. I said, I've already had the one chance. Like the odds are pretty low now. Like,
yeah. The odds of being in a car accident like that again are low, I think.
I told her, I said, you can't kill me anyway. She didn't like that either. I said, I'm going to die. I'm going to have freedom 35. I'm going to die at 35. It's fine. I'm going to have a great life till then. She hates that one.
That's not cool.
No.
Everyone that loves you hates that, I bet.
Yeah, I'd only tell her, though, because it really upsets her.
Rude.
Freedom 35.
Really? Old band names, Freedom 35? That's hilarious.
Do you know like local Canadian bands at all?
That's a good question. I know there's a couple that like, you ever heard of Long and McQuaid's? Do they have that in the States?
No, they don't.
Oh,
They don't.
It's like a guitar store. They sell like everything. It's where I bought like my Shure mics and all my audio equipment's from there. There's a guy that works there that came out to like the bar that my wife manages a sports brand, like a golf brand, sorry. And so they have like a golf lounge that she manages too. And he came out and performed there the other night, and he was so fucking good. It's just someone that's like works at a music store, teaches lessons for guitar, and then just comes out and kills alone. It's cool. He's a cool dude.
Awesome.
Can't remember his first name, but I'll figure it out and let you know.
I love people like that.
The guy's grinding. Literally works at a music store because he's happier doing that 40 hours a week than going to do something else that's not related to what he wants to do. And then just does like, it's called The Mill. So it's like an old flour mill. It's all been fully redone as a restaurant in the main floor, but then in the basement's a bar, and they do like an open mic Tuesdays and anything you can do for 5 minutes. You can come up and sing, you can do stand-up, you can do karaoke, you can do whatever you want for 5 minutes.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's what I would do. A lot of
cool people there.
I'm like that too. I can't do anything I'm not interested in. I just can't. I won't want to get out of bed.
I'm lucky that I actually do love my job. It gives me a lot of freedom to do podcasting and edit because like I can be from home and I can work wherever I want to work, and as long as my sales are okay, I can do whatever I want.
Cool.
So that makes things a lot easier, makes me like my job a lot more. But have you ever thought of like starting your own like Thursday night with Halston, and like it's like an open mic night for like singing? You can like record it and
yeah, definitely. I don't have any time to do that right now, but 100% in the future, I'll definitely do that. I go to once a month for West Coast songwriters that I've been going pretty hard at, and like it's inspiring me to try to write a song every month and like perform it live. It's really hard to write a song every month and get it ready enough to perform in front of people. It's really nerve-wracking because I'm not used to doing that. I used to play a lot of shows and when I was in bands all growing up. Since I was like, I think I joined the church band when I was like 13 or 14, and I was in bands my whole life up until I moved back here like 7 years ago, and I pretty much went solo. Sold out, dude. I went solo. And
I'm on tour next week.
And so I've just been writing acoustic songs, just me and the acoustic guitar. And then I had more success playing shows by myself than I did in bands. And because more people knew me, especially in my hometown. Like it's a little bit of a cheat to be in my hometown and do like a sold out show. But I
won't do stand up in my hometown.
I did 2 of them. I did 2 sold out shows, and that was a huge milestone for me and a huge confidence booster. And that was all because of social media too. I mean, it's just going and like selling out a venue because of Facebook and just getting the word spread. And you know, when there's nothing else to do in a smaller town, like everyone comes out to your show on a Friday night. There were people outside watching in the windows, and I was like, this, I fucking yes.
That's cool.
And then I came back out here to really focus on producing, because while I was going through that, I was like working with music producers that just sucked so bad, dude. And I was like, I feel like I can do better than this if I had that same equipment that they had. And they had like, you know, $500,000 studios, and like the music that I was paying thousands of dollars per song to get from them would come back sounding like utter shit. And now I know a lot more about music producing, and they sucked, dude. They were bad.
Very half-assed.
It's actually
like a paycheck kind of thing.
It's hard to be that bad at music producing when you have that good of equipment, dude. It's actually crazy. They had the best compressors in the world. They had the best EQs in the world. They had Pro Tools, I think 11 at the time it was. And it sounded so bad.
That sucks.
Yeah, dude.
Especially when you're spending money for that kind of stuff, you're so excited about it.
Yeah.
It comes back sounding like shit.
8 years ago, I was like, I'm going to focus on being a music producer. And then that led me to producing podcasts eventually, from running into Bert and already having like audio engineering experience.
Talk about selling out your hometown, people around you that you know. I won't even do comedy in my hometown. But have you ever had anyone that you knew reach out about Bert?
Yeah, every day.
That is hilarious that people are that shitty.
For years now. Yeah, for years.
they try and make it sound like they have any care for you?
Sometimes, yeah. Sometimes they're pretty good at it, but I'm like, I haven't talked to you in 12 years.
Oh, yeah, let's just chat now. Yeah, sounds about right.
But it's okay. I mean, I've known about all that stuff. Like, when you get that close to people that's successful, people will be reaching out all the time. And not everyone, you just, like, filter through the bullshit a little bit. Like, I can tell when people are reaching out because they're interested in what I do, like as a producer or a musician, or just like getting to know me or whatever. And they might have like Christian heard about me through the podcasting world before we ever met, and he had no interest in meeting Bert, but he was a fan of Bert. But he was like, oh, I would probably have more in common with Halston than I would, Bert, because he's a musician and like he plays the instruments that I don't. And so
Bert's a musician. He played Wagon Wheel once.
Yeah, he once. Yeah. I had the
Shane
chords
Gillis.
and
That's
the
gay.
lyrics up on the screen, and then Shane was like came in, like saw him playing it and like saw the screen and was like, "What the fuck is going on?" That was really funny.
I wrote this song. You want to hear it?
Yeah. What do you think?
Oh man, Shane Gillis.
But no, yeah, I just filter through the bullshit. I can tell when people are hitting me up to try to get close to Bert or other people I work with, and who's in it to get to know me, and it's not hard.
Well, coming from a fucking random kid in Canada that reached out to you fucking 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Thank you for giving me the chance to chat with you about your life and what you've been doing.
100%, yeah.
It's cool just to talk to someone who fucking went after it. It's very motivating.
Yeah.
I know that you're helping some random kid in Ontario, Canada, but it motivates the hell out of me to see what you guys have done, both of you now, like meeting him today.
Yeah.
Appreciate you giving me the chance, and this is fucking cool. Like, I know that this isn't the Bertcast setup, but this is fucking still crazy.
Yeah, we busted out this setup in like an hour. I think I've almost done 1,000 podcasts now, like set up, recorded, edited, uploaded, like 1,000 now almost, between all the other shows that I worked on. So I can set him up pretty quickly.
Yeah,
And,
I can tell. I get like, I'm sure you've done it so many times, probably at the beginning it started off this way, but I'm a little OCD. This is still a sweet setup. You did it in like an hour, but I'm very weird of like, I buy like the cord straps and I strap them to shit so they're just never fucking seen.
I have attention to detail in that way too. Like I definitely.
Did you build that desk?
That
or it comes like that? No, not today. No, not today.
The producer desk? No, it comes like that.
You can buy a desk that already looks like that?
Oh yeah. It's a producer desk. So it has like, it's like, for those listening, it's like
cheap.
The bottom shelf you can put a keyboard in, so you pull that out and you can play piano right there and you shove it back in. The middle shelf is for the typing keyboard for the letters and the mouse and everything, and then it has rack mounts right above that for the interfaces or different compressors or power conditioners, and then above that is like the screens and the monitors. So it's like a multi-layered big desk, so you can put all your notebooks and your water bottles and stuff.
It looks like a really expensive computer desk, and then there's a ton of electronics built into it.
Yeah, they're not cheap.
It's super cool though.
Yeah, I love desks like that.
Well, thank you.
Thank you very much, dude. I really appreciate it.
This is my first time doing a podcast on a Shure SM7B.
Oh, really?
I've only ever had the MB7.
It's the same thing.
Cheaped out.
It's the same thing. It's the same.
It was still a huge difference going from the Audio-Technica to the Shure.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. Yeah, I mean, these are the standard
podcast mic.
Yeah. They're not the most expensive, but I would say they're mid-tier podcast mic.
I think Segura uses a different one.
Yeah, those are like
for your mom's house anyway.
Those are the top tier radio broadcasting microphones for sure. Are they the same price? Probably around $400. Yeah.
US.
$400 US. Yeah.
It cost me $30 extra dollars per 100.
Really?
So it cost me $520 for that same mic.
For this?
Yep.
You should buy them here then.
I still have to pay it in US dollars.
Oh yeah.
I would save a percentage of the tax. You guys don't have no tax here?
No, if you buy certain stores, if you show that you have a return flight going back to Canada, you don't pay taxes here.
You're supposed to claim it on your transfer. I would just take it out of I have so much gear with me right now. I would not buy it. I just brought like my Rode mics and stuff. That's what I've been podcasting with here.
Great.
Like the Rode wireless mic goes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I bought like a lavalier for them with like a little baby microphone. That's how I've been sitting and podcasting.
Do you like those?
Yeah.
I want to get some of those for different videos to shoot.
They connect right to the audio input of your camera and matches the video to the audio.
That's cool.
It's super, super convenient.
And it just bakes it into the memory card.
It's already right there, yeah. The memory card that I have with me for the podcast I did yesterday is all on there, including the audio from the Rode.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
It's awesome.
Well, dude, thanks for coming.
Thank you.
Fuck yeah,
It was a pleasure to meet you in person.
Yeah.
God damn, you're fucking tall.
Likewise.
Thank you guys so much for having us. Have a great day.